Alright, good Sunday morning to you. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. How y'all? So, Sunday morning. Alright. So yesterday we shaved with this really beautiful early 1900s gem. It's got gem on it, but it's got the Zinn Z on it. So it's a gem Zinn. I'll take it. I looked some more. I cannot find a razor in the weights compendium, which is what I have to do my reference work with, that has this hinge like this and looks like this. The closest thing I came with that this one, as I pointed out yesterday, has the stylized Z's for Zinn, and that was a family. They were manufacturing stuff also. Somehow it's all interconnected with gem and everything. But anyway, it says the first use of that Z was like 1903 is what Waite said. So early 1900 is still a good date for it, but I have not been able to find one that had this. It's kind of unique to me. I've seen some that has this kind of a scroll work for the blade stop, not stop, but the adjustable pieces here, whatever you would call those. And I've seen some with this more square shape. The early models had those. I've got a 1890-ish Camp that does, matter of fact. So anyway, I couldn't find much more information there. So yeah, we're still calling it early 1900s, and it's still a gorgeous razor and everything. So yesterday we used a treat blade, a modern blade, and it was a great shave. I loved it. Today I actually have a gem wedge blade that we're going to attempt to use here. And we're going to just do the same thing. You just slide it in under and it goes up to the stops. And that is really, and then we push the tab up in the back. And I get the old reading glasses out. Yesterday I was wearing my regular glasses. Today I put my contacts in for church. So make sure everything is nice and centered. And it is. You can see it's behind the blade stops there, and it's not hanging over the edge. And I did strop this blade this morning. I have a blade stropper, and the only strop I have is my reproduction valet, or my reproduction auto strap there. Compliments of Ken. Appreciate you. And that's what I use, and it's worked good before, so we're going to see how it does today. Oh, good coffee this morning too. Yowza. That's always nice. So we're going to use Williams today, because you know, sometimes you just gotta. And I'm going to use my homemade Williams shave stick. Now this is modern Williams. This is not vintage. And it is definitely getting to be time. I keep saying I'm going to make another one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a little sample. Never got around to it. But, you know, one of these days. I need a lot of round to it. And so we'll get around to it. And we're going to use Tom's, I think he called this the B400 by Tom, with the Omega big old Pro 98 knot in it there, because Williams loves a big old boar brush. I like a big old boar brush. Most people like a big old boar brush. So we're going to use a big old boar brush. Now, truth in advertising, normally I shave before I shower, but today I didn't have the heat on last night in the apartment. It's not that cold, but it's cold enough to be a little chilly. And while I had the heater fired up and getting the place heated up, I jumped in the shower real quick. So that, and we're going to finish up with the Aqua Velva Musk today, again, because it's just something I like. No particular reason. Well, here we go. We'll get our Williams on with our shave stick here. Now Williams, of course, did make shave sticks, and I have seen some people that actually have a vintage Williams shave stick. I don't. And one the other day was talking about his still had some of the rose scent. Now I knew Williams made a rose scent, but I've never been able to find any of that either. And that is one of the scents I'm seriously considering when I make my next shave stick. I'm seriously considering making it rose. If I can find some rose essential oil or fragrance oil, whatever it is for the rose. I haven't hunted that up yet. And before you start yelling, adding a little scent is not molesting the Williams. It has nothing to do with the performance. If you go mixing other soaps with it and other creams with it and putting glycerin in it and all that kind of good stuff, don't do that. That's molesting the Williams, and Fuzzy has bricks for that. Ask Ordinary Shaver and a few others. Alright, well, we went good and heavy with the Williams shave stick this morning while I was sitting there talking, because I was rattling my lips and instead of paying attention. But we're going to do the same way. You start with just a damp brush. It doesn't need to be overly wet. And look at that. Already starting to see some lather from the Williams. We ain't even got started good yet. Don't have any music playing. Some days I have the TV on with one of the music channels on in the background. I figure one of these days, I think it was maybe Flash Boredom told me one day it was loud enough that I was probably going to get knocked on by YouTube. Hasn't happened yet, knock on wood. But I imagine one of these days I'll have some music tagged on, just playing in the background, and they'll come up and delete my video for, or the sound for a copyright infringement. But they haven't yet. Alright, we got some good Williams working up here. Look at that. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll add a little bit more water to it, and we do that, of course, just by dipping just the tip of the brush. It's amazing how little water it takes to get it going good, get it in the right place. It's like, I don't know, what would I compare it to? Making tortillas? I don't know if you've ever made tortillas, but when you get the water just right, it's great. You add just a little bit more, too much water, and it's horrible. It goes away. Then you have to add a little more of the masa, and then you have to add a little more water if you get it wrong, and before long you got a, I don't know, a huge bowl of masa soup or something. See? Bowls. Good for soup. Alright. There we go. We do a little painting after we did a little swirling, and look what we come up with. No need to have buttercream. By golly. Alright. This wood handle is just beautiful in the hand. Now for some reason I always seem to start right over here on this side, and I'm going to do that again. Oh yeah, stropping did good on this blade this morning. Good feeling blade. Now this razor is definitely not by any means a mild razor, but it's not an aggressive monster either. It's you can feel the blade during the whole shave. You can definitely tell it's there, even with the wedge blade here. But that is so nice. I love wedge blades, and I love the shaving with the wedge blade. It gives you such a connection to what the razor really would have been like back in the day. As they say, back in the day. I like that. Alright. Finish this one up. Alright. A little bit down here on the neck I missed, so we're going to go back and be sure we got it all. There we go. So the first pass went really well. I'm just making sure that the little, I think I showed you yesterday, there's a little piece that Joe added in here in the hinge to make sure it stays closed, and I don't want that little piece to work out. So that's what you see me if I'm adjusting there. We'll go back with some more of our Williams for our second pass. Now today I had said that I was going to do an all witch hazel shave, and for those of y'all that were looking forward to that, it's still coming. Don't lose faith. I just changed up a little bit because I had this razor and wanted to get a wedge shave in on it. I also noticed that there's more people getting into these wonderful old lather catchers. Distorted Cheese has got a beautiful 1901-ish. And I say 1901-ish. I looked it up and I saw what looked like the exact razor in an advertisement from 1901, so that's why I'm calling it a 1901. But anyway, he had posted in the Clan of the Catchers over at Toast, that's a group of us that have lather catchers, that he had that one coming. The thing is simply gorgeous. It looks like it's brand new. And there's some others who have recently gotten into the lather catcher. So what that means is that it's good because there's more people getting into it, and that's what we promote, especially at Toast. That's what we want, is more people into the hobby. But the bad side of that is that for people that are looking for them, that means there's more people on the hunt, so they're harder to find. I'm still on a hunt for a Jim Deluxe. And I wouldn't mind having one of the 1909 Evereadys, which was a kind of a forerunner to the 1924 model. Alright, looky there. But they are extremely hard to find. Alright, I'm not going to run around. I'll get the rest of that on my cleanup pass. So look at there. Beautiful wedge razor shave. These things just feel great. And like I said, using a wedge blade just really gives you a connection with what it may have been like. I'm using Williams soap. I guess I could have used the more vintage soap and get an even closer feel, but really I don't get a lot of difference in feel on the shaves between, or any difference. I think the modern is pretty much just as good as the vintage. I understand that the vintage is tallow first, and it can be easier to lather for some people. I get it, I really do. But I don't think there's really any difference in the shave. So this has kind of turned into a Williams. Anytime I use Williams, it's turned into a Williams thread. What can I say? I'm a Williams guy. I almost started to break out the Williams mug this morning. Then I realized that it was out in the expedition. Oh, phone call. You'll have to wait. I'm shaving. And it was out in the expedition, and I didn't want to wait out there to get it before the shave. So we don't have the Williams mug this morning, that's why. Alright, so make sure that our little piece is tight in here, which it hasn't worked loose, so I think it's doing good. And we're going to come back and do our normal kind of all over touch-up pass. That's the best way to put it. And then we'll get all cleaned up around the goatee. And you'll notice it's no harder with the wedge razor and the wedge blade to clean up around the goatee or do anything than it is with the modern blade. It's the same thing. It's shaving. It's a blade. Blade's a blade. Razor's a razor. Once you have a well sharpened and honed wedge blade, it's just like any other razor. It's angle and pressure. All right. Folks, let me tell you, I'm going to get over here behind his ear a little bit better. And maybe come up the back of my neck right there. Alright, how's it on this side? It's good. Folks, let me tell you, that is a fine shave. That is a high quality of shave as you get from anything, any day. The 1900-ish, early 1900s Jim razor with a wedge blade. Williams with a big old boar brush. That right there. Not a bad way to start a Sunday. Technically, I'm not starting a Sunday. I went to bed early last night, woke up early, and anyway, laid back down, woke back up. Now I'm running behind, but that's normal stuff. But anyway, early 1900s Jim razor, beautiful. Love the handle. And Jim wedge blade. This is actually a Jim blade. And I don't know when the wedge blade would have been made, but I'm sure, since it's a wedge and it's a wedge, I'm sure it's periodic correct. But that's just awesome. It's an incredible shave. We're going to go ahead and pull the blade out so that we can clean everything up. And I'll show you the get that cleaned up, dried up right there. But you can see on the, I don't know if you can see or not actually, but it's an actual Jim blade. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But anyway, so there we go. And I'm going to put this back up in my little shavy cabinet where I keep it. And we're going to call that a great shave. It just really is. I'm rattling on a little bit more at the end of this one because it's really such a good shave with this whole thing. I'm going to show it off some more here in the video. So, you know, if you get a chance, you definitely, without a doubt, need to check out these old lather catcher razors. You don't have to get an old wedge blade. There's usually I haven't looked lately, but usually you could find the Jim Junior bars pretty easily. That's these. And that's just a really super shaving razor in itself. And they were reasonably priced. Now, reasonable is in the eye of the beholder, but I'm cheap, and the ones I used to see were reasonably priced. So we're going to splash on a little Aqua Velva Musk here. Oh, too bad you can't smell this, but have a look here. It's just a really nice shave. You gotta love it when you get a good wedge shave going and everything falls into place. Makes you kind of feel like old Hannibal. Love it when a plan comes together. Except I ain't got a cigar in here because I don't smoke in the den. But anyway, look, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna finish getting dressed for church and head out. We'll talk to you later. I'll get all this posted up. The video will be up here in a few minutes, but my write-ups on the shaved in and on toast won't be up till probably this afternoon after I finish with church and stuff. So anyhow, good seeing you. Although, well, I don't really see you, but you know what I'm talking about. It's good being here and talking to you and flapping my jaws and carrying on. Appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks to the new subscribers. It's great to see folks coming back in. And all the new people over at Toast. There we go. Remember, the original Safety 2, if I'm going to make it a Williams, I'm going to have to make it a Toast. The original Safety 2, that's all one word with the number 2.com, will get you over to the greatest single edge and injector shaving spot on the web. That's where we are. Tell them Fuzzy sent you. They'll let you in. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Happy shaves.